I don't think it's an accident that you've had massive success. You're how old?
20.
Nice. And you've been with FFL for how long?
Exactly a year now.
So you're 20 years old. You've been with Fan First Life for exactly a year now. Were you licensed before you worked here?
No, no.
So how was licensing for you to get through a licensing process?
So my thing was a little bit different because my brother Suhail, through you, obviously, thank you for that. And through you, he started insurance, and I saw him making a bunch of money. That's how I got into it. And me personally, bro, like a month before even getting my license, I quit working and everything. So I went all in from the beginning, and I started studying for my test. And I actually only studied for 5 days, and I took my test and I passed, you
So
know.
you only studied for your test for 5 days and then you
Yeah.
passed it.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And after you got licensed, which took you 5 days, what were your next top three actions, top three steps?
So after, obviously, when you pass the test, they do the background check and everything. It takes about 10 days to 2 weeks max. They send everything to you. So in the meantime, I actually went with Suhail, my brother, and I saw him how he does everything. So I started training myself, and I learned the
So,
script.
so when you say you started training yourself, what that looked like? What did you do exactly?
So I actually got the script from you, from Suhail, from anyone I could. Obviously, there are a bunch of scripts from Family First Life, from different top producers. I actually went through all of them, and I role played with myself, or if I had my sister or brother with me, I would role play with them. But most of the times I would do it with myself in my head or out loud, but with myself. I would just role play the scripts and everything, and eventually I actually made my own kind of script from all the scripts. So that's how I did it, and the same with the in-home scripts as well. I started training myself that way.
So you trained yourself by taking scripts that I gave you, that your
Mm.
brother gave you, and you practice reps with them, which means that you went back and forth with them on the script, and then you went back and forth with yourself on the script. And when you felt comfortable enough, you kind of created your own script, a little bit of everybody's, but your own.
Exactly, yes.
Nice. So what'd you do after that? How is it going in the field by yourself? Because I think a lot of people, they depend on someone going with them. They feel like that's going to be the reason they win or the reason they lose. And I know not the case. So for you, when you went out by yourself, tell me a little bit about that.
It's a little funny story because I'm a little bit different. I'm a people person, so I never was too scared of going in the field. Over the phone, yeah, I was kind of nervous and calling them. But in the field, the only thing that I was hesitating, and because Suhail I told Suhail, hey, let's go with me. I'm gonna do the talking. You do the e-app for me. So
Yeah.
I was scared of doing just the e-app, which it was pretty easy, obviously. So first appointment, obviously, I did mess it up because it was my
When you
learning.
say you messed it up, what do you mean you messed it up?
So the client, I was there for the final expense appointment, and when he brought up Medicare everything, I went all over the place. I couldn't just get back to the closing part. So I explained,
Okay.
I overexplained basically. And as you always tell me, confused buyers never.
You learn from mistakes though. Like when you first went out by yourself, you kind of over pitched it.
Exactly, yes. I mean, I still learn from my mistakes, even though I am pretty comfortable, but still we all make mistakes and we learn each other. We learn from our mistakes.
So you learned the power of a powerful schedule, right? How to have multiple people in one day opposed to a few all over the place.
Exactly, yeah.
So it sounds so simple, right? And I think it is. And I think when you just be laser focused on keeping it simple and solving the problem, most people don't understand this. When you're self-employed, your job is not to solve problems. And the first problem you have to solve is your own problem.
Exactly.
So the problem you went out and solved was, hey, I'm getting told no on this objection. It's killing me. I'm not making money because of it. Let me research this problem. Let me solve it. Now let me not, I'm not asking 1,000 questions. I'm not looking for an easier way to do it. I'm simply going to see where I can fix it at. And when you do that with the system we have in place, YouTube videos, like you said, 8 steps to final expense per Paul McLean, Fan First Life training, our trainings, our team trainings, weekly trainings with our team, weekly trainings as a company, they're meant to help us win. And people were just commit to being aware of their mistakes, aware of their downfalls, aware of their shortcomings, and then implementing little things to make it better. Their business can and change, and yours change. So your first month with all those mistakes, having to learn the way you learned, do you recall what your first month you did financially?
I remember my first week because that was more important to me because I had to. So week in the field, even though I couldn't close every single one of them, but I still had about 3,400 deposited, no points, no submitted, no nothing.
So your first week, you got $3,400 deposited in your bank account.
Yes, and that was more than what I used to make in Wendy's over 2 months.
And that was more than what you made at your job in 2 months.
Yes. Yes.
So what happened with your mindset at that point? If you can speak to that.
I was like, because if you work 9 to 5 or whatever, that's an average American that makes in a month, you know? I was like, if I can do it in a week, if I keep doing what I'm doing, obviously I will get better, so I'll do more. But even if I do this, I'm good, you know? If you times it by 4, even $3,000, it's gonna be $12,000, which is more than what people make in a 9 to 5 job. So I was like, never ever, I would never go back to a job again.
You were what you called unhirable at that point.
100%. Yes,
nice.
And bro, that helped me, and I recommend everyone. With the objections I was getting, after seeing what I could do better, handling the objections up front was very important, which at this point, honestly, maybe out of 10 families, 1 family will give me some objections, but I don't really get any objections. And I could tell you right now, 95, probably 95, it's above 90% of the sys that I have, I close it.
So you're telling me that what's most effective for you, now this could be just you could be special, you could be Grant Cardone Jr., right? You're saying 95% of people you sell because you handle all the objections up front, meaning once you set the table for what's going to happen and you address any concerns in the beginning, towards the end, there's typically none.
Exactly. And also, to me, building the relationship with the client is very important. First 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes usually, I build the relationship. And at
How do you do that?
I talk about myself and how I got started and a little bit about my background, and then I ask them. Literally every single client tells me about their whole family and what they have done.
Yeah.
So I feel comfortable. And some people will say, I get the objection, I don't want to give out my bank or my social. Never ever I've gotten that objection.
So your first week you did the 3,400, and now you're in this for at least 9 months, over 9 months now. What did you issue pay last month? Issue pay volume last month. In fact, better question, what was physically deposited in your bank account last month from doing business at Fan First Life?
So profit out, like after the chargebacks and lead expense and everything, profit was a little bit over 25,000. But before that, deposit was about 40 grand.
So 40 grand deposited, but you spend money on leads because you want to have a constant client basis after cost of leads and chargebacks and gas and food, whatever, whatnot. That was $25,000, you said, or 20,000.
Over 25,000. That was profit. Even my
Over
monthly
25,000
outside
including
business,
your expenses. Multiply that for me.
300 grand.
You know for sure that's your target. I see. Good for you. That's 300. That's good, bro. That's you're supposed to know that. That's $300,000. How many 20-year-olds do you see on Facebook, Instagram that can truly say they're on pace to make over 350 grand this year?
Not a lot. Maybe 1%. I don't know. That's maybe.
The ones that are in life insurance already, that have the same license that you have, that aren't making that kind of money because of the system they're in, why do you think they stay in a situation that doesn't give them the fastest growth, but they're in a situation still? And again, this may be hard for us to answer because we don't know, right? But if we had to play, brain doctor, if I'm in insurance, I have this 20-year-old I'm watching on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, wherever they're seeing you at. You have a busted up thumb, you have perfect hair, and you did over 20 to 30 grand last month. You're on pace to make over 350 grand this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in the same business you're in, but I'm not making that kind of income. Why do you think they're not changing their vehicle to success?
So first of all, I will tell them, why aren't you with Family First Life? And the second thing, I don't think everyone has the lead system we got, because leads are the fuel to our business. If we got not enough clients, we're not going to be able to make that much money by helping those people. And some companies, they might have the lead companies, but it's generated in their own company and they don't have enough. Plus, in Family First Life, we got like 20 different lead companies. I don't know, because if we use 3 different ones, we're gonna have enough clients. And lead is very important. So one of the things they don't have that is lead, and another thing is their calm level. They are at very low, and even though they might close the same amount of appointments or applications that I do, but they get paid not even half of what I get.
Yeah.
Does that?
So yeah, it does, man. Like Sean Mike had a saying that if you're out there in sales with no leads, you might as well play in the freeway because it's dangerous. And if you're in this business and you don't have leads, a steady flow of a customer basis coming in, it can be difficult to have success. And I've had people before that we've hired, and you probably have the same, and they go, well, at my old company, we had leads too, but they weren't no good. And when your company sells you the leads, you have this constant battle in your mind. Are they reselling me bad leads? Or I'm buying leads from my company. Are they selling me and Sarah the same leads? And they're taking it out of my paycheck. And I've had people that are in MLM, but in insurance, and they go, we don't need leads. We have family and friends. And they say, because I bought leads before and it didn't make sense. Now for them, I've investigated. They're at a 55 to 65% commission ratio. So yeah, if that person buys 50 leads and only sells one person at a 50% commission rate, you made around $340 or $400, $500. But for us, our average comp being 90%, our max being 145%, every time you make a sale, you're 3 times the profit of a normal insurance agent. So I think it really, to answer, your answer was, I think, dead on. To answer it in my mind, why aren't they with Family First Life? Why are they watching somebody who they probably feel they have better skill set, better car, better suit, better tie, better belt, better thumb, whatever they feel they have? The biggest reason they don't have you in income and you win that war is because, one, you made a choice a long time ago to be a winner. You made a choice to put more excuses to the side and take more action like you've told us, you have eliminated your own mental obstacles by saying, where am I at? How to get better, practice. Now I'm in a vehicle that can drive me to where I want to go. The vehicle you're at, you have max commission up to 145%. You have renewals day one, so you own your book of business. You don't have to hope for equity or hope for some flash in the pan. You own your business right now, and you can honestly say you can buy 50 to 60 leads. Yeah, you won't sell every one. We know that. I wish we did though. But out of 50 leads, if you sell 10% of those, which is a very small number, you already triple your profit. There is no other business where you can start and triple your profit by only selling 10% of anything. And I think, now the next thing is when folks love being self-employed, they have a habit of loving hard. They love their company so hard. Me, I love people. I love adding value. So I would encourage anyone watching this not to get stuck on the logo on your shirt. That's why I wear white t-shirts, no logos for me. But I want to get stuck on adding value. And if we're driving a vehicle that can add more value than that vehicle or that vehicle, that's the best vehicle. Family First Life on track to break records. But if there's a company that starts tomorrow that has this kind of track record and hire this and hire that, hire this and hire that, they may come on our radar. But right now, with the leadership of Sean Mike, with integrity marketing, with being a big force in our company, there is no other vehicle on the market right now that's performing as high. Not a better YouTube video, no, performing higher with bank accounts doing well. That's what I like, man. So you want to close with anything at all, man?
No, for agents who are not with Family First Life, this is all I'm going to close it with. Just do your own research than just listening to anyone in the company you're with that they talk. Because I've talked to a few and they told me a few stuff which is not true. For example, one of them told me, oh, we are required to buy leads. No, you're not. We recommend leads, which is good for you because you're going to make money. That's how the company is going to make money. But you have the option if you don't want to just go sell your friends and family over here too. We're not going to stop you. And plus the other thing is they think we give high commissions, but we're not good in building, which they should do their research. Because Sean Mike literally said, in which I have seen it, we pay out more in bonuses in 1 month than most of the other companies pay in a year.
We pay more in bonuses in 1 month than most of the guys do in a year.
Yes.
Enough said. Drop the microphone, Sam. Man, great talking to you, bro. Let's do this again. It was a pleasure. All right.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Bro.
Thank you, man. Talk to you later.
Later.
All right. Peace.